Hey everyone, welcome back to Pleasure Principles, the podcast where we dive into the connection between pleasure, productivity, and the success. And today we are turning up the heat with someone who knows how to transform the challenges into victories. So I'm Avik, your host, and joining me is an entrepreneur who's living proof that pleasure isn't just about the indulgence. It can be a strategic tool for achieving the incredible results. So our guest today is the powerhouse Sue Pats. So welcome to the show, Sue.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's my honor. It's honor to be on your podcast because I have been following. You are doing really great work. You have so many podcasts and all they are really creating global impact. So I'm really honored to be here. Thank you.
That's great to hear. That's really great. Thank you so much, Sue. And before we start, I'll quickly love to introduce you to all of our listeners. Dear listeners, Sue is the founder of newbeginning.com, nubeginning.com. Yes. So she took her business from zero sales to making money on the regular, daily, even hourly. And now she is on a mission to help the solopreneurs like you to do the same through innovative programs like the digital products and the community driven growth. And trust me, you are going to want to take notes because she's here to show us how to inject a little joy into our grind and unlock our productivity potential. So, why to wait? Let's get started. Shu, welcome to the show. I am thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. So starting with, how do you redefine the productivity by incorporating pleasure into your work life?
I'm going to give you totally different approach to
Mhm.
introduce pleasure into productivity, and I'm pretty sure nobody else
Mhm.
must have mentioned this way. But I'm going to give you how there are four centers in four spiritual centers,
Mhm.
and in your life, those four centers need to be balanced to have a balanced life.
Yeah.
And let me just define you little bit. What are those four centers? The four centers means first is logical center, that is the brain. And
Hmm.
everybody gives a lot of importance to brain, and no doubt it is important. So that is
Hmm.
one center. Second center is your heart. Heart
Yeah.
is the emotional center, and
Hmm.
that's also important. But then there are other two centers, that is like instinctive center and moving center. And when instinctive center me, basically you have a sense whether this is for you or not, and that everything comes from instinct. And moving center is basically action.
Hmm.
So when you are talking about business, the only centers which are focused are generally logical and moving center, that is action and logical. And there is hardly any yeah, means basically information or even focus on emotional center and instinctive center. So
Hmm.
just wanted to tell you, when all these four centers are in balance, you will have a fulfilled life. And how it is important, no, I want to tell you about
Hmm.
Steve Jobs last write-up. And
Okay.
he said people might be thinking that I had a really amazing life, that I created billions of dollars for Apple. And but he said, never had friends. I never followed my hobbies. I just didn't even live my life. And his last write-up was full of regrets. And that is what means, as a solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business owner, you are wearing so many hats. Yeah, your write-up should be really means it is full of satisfaction and fulfilled life. So I want to tell you, just pay attention to all these four centers, and when these all these four centers are in balance, and just give you, for example, the simple thing, for example, how your emotional center or heart center can be balanced means basically if you are working from home, or even
Yeah.
you are working from office, you
Hmm.
can have just nice music going on in background,
Yeah.
that will satisfy your heart, and you will get more energy to do your work.
Mm,
Because if you are working like 20, 10 12 hours per day, and if you are using only your logical brain,
mm,
then basically all other brains are really means basically you are starving, and
true.
you won't have energy to do the work, and at the end of the day you will be totally exhausted. And then you are thinking, oh my goodness, I have to start again,
Mm,
same thing tomorrow. You need to find joy in everything what you do, and when you find joy and satisfaction, you will basically, you will look forward to do it. Okay, why shouldn't I do this more? So I have a, just last sentence, I have one newsletter called TGIM, because many people say TGIF, thank god it's Friday. I say thank god it's Monday, because for me Monday is as enjoyable as Friday.
mm.
Sorry, it is a long answer, but I just wanted to cover these four sentences, because generally people don't approach pleasure from that point of view.
No, no, exactly. That's definitely true. And I really love the perspective you mentioned. And you have had that first-hand experience going from burnout to the breakthrough. So, uh, do you think that the myth of working harder still uh, dominates the entrepreneurial culture today?
See, you have to work hard, no doubt about it, but you
Mm,
have to work smart too. And I love this story. There are two woodcutters, and one woodcutter keeps on working hard, 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 continuously, doesn't take any break, nothing. And he looks at other woodcutter, and the other woodcutter is taking breaks, and he's sharpening his axe, he's
mm,
refreshing himself and all. And he's saying, oh, this fellow is not working. Look at me, I'm working so hard. But at the end of the day, you will see the person who took breaks and who
mm,
refreshed his mind, who sharpened his axe, of course, produced way more than the person who kept on working continuously. And this is a known story, but are we applying this to into our life? Because most of the time, you see that many companies, this especially at the startup phase,
yeah.
the founders and all, they just keep on doing working really hard, like 80
Mm,
80 hours, 100 hours per week into their
yeah.
project. No doubt it is their dream project, but
Mm,
they end up having divorce, because they are just working hard, and they are ignoring or neglecting all other areas of their life.
true.
And just take a simple example. If
Mm,
you work really hard, and if you ignore your health,
mm,
what is the use? I just tell you, just now one designer, she passed away, and she said, I have a castle, I have private jet and everything, but no, my home is just one bed on the hospital, and
mm,
I can have any kind of food, but right now my diet is only two tablets and salted water and all.
yeah.
Your health is so important.
Mm,
So you might be thinking, oh my goodness, I have to finish this project, but in between, if you take break, even if you stretch for 10-15 minutes, or you go to backyard or just in the garden and
mm,
take a stroll, you will have way more energy, and your brain will be refreshed, and you will perform way better than
mm,
just staring at the computer and um, just keep on working. It's your health is the best gift you can give to yourself and your family. And many times when I work with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs,
mm,
they feel guilty to take a break for their health. And I said, if you lose health, you lose everything. Even
mm,
your family will be lost. And I heard it, I actually learned in a really hard way. So your health shouldn't be on the back burner. So I'm just giving you one example, but this is
mm,
applicable for everything. Self-care tips, it's no longer a luxury, it is a needed thing. And you just won't believe how much boost you will get it in your productivity. You might be thinking, oh, I'm taking break, oh, I'm unfair with my business or unfair with my work. No, you will actually produce way more, because your mind will be refreshed, and because you will get fatigue if you just keep on doing. And creative ideas, your inner conscious really talks to you when
mm,
you are at your peace. My best ideas came into when I was sitting in sauna, or when I was into hot tub. For example, remember Archimedes also,
Hmm.
he got his eureka when he was in bathtub.
Yes.
He was not actually just working in the lab and he just remembered and he invented something or
Hmm.
discovered something. No, he was actually, when taking break, he was relaxing in his bathtub and he realized, oh my goodness, that is the principle, and how the water displaces his body weight and all. And he actually created the great principle, and he told the whole world, and he ran out of his bathtub saying eureka, eureka. So just
Exactly.
remember that it is so important. You will have the best ideas when you are taking break, because your inner conscious is
Hmm.
talking to you when you are at peace. Because there is a God within every one of us, but we don't
Exactly.
give chance that God to come and talk to us. And that chance is only available when you are at your peace, when you are taking break, when you are refreshing your mind. Otherwise, of course, it is good to have mentors, but don't ignore your conscious mind and your inner conscious. And that is what I was talking about, the third center, that is instinctive center, and
Hmm.
that talks to you when you are taking break, and that is how you become more productive.
Exactly. That's very true. I totally agree, right? Definitely like working harder is the concept which we often hear and we have heard from our childhood also. But I believe definitely working smarter is always better than uh, working hard. Why I would say
Yes.
I'll simply take an example of the AI. So AI and so it's a rumor. I believe it's really a rumor. No AI is taking anyone's job. It's totally it's a kind of helping hand for the people. You should leverage the AI to work smarter, to make things faster.
Oh, you are absolutely right.
Exactly.
AI is not going to take a job. Means basically, AI is a tool,
Hmm.
and anyone in their business or even in their career, they can use AI to make their work better. For
Yeah.
example, if you are a copywriter, you shouldn't be worried that okay, AI is going to do the copywriting for me. No, AI is a tool. If I'm just giving you an example of copywriter, you can create the framework based on your prompt. And
Hmm.
again, you know how well prompt is designed is totally into your brain and your strategy.
Exactly.
And then you create, but you fill in the words, because your emotions are going to be there. AI is quite mechanical output.
Hmm.
So you create the main content, and afterwards, again, if you want, you can pass through AI to tweak it and make it better and
Hmm.
all. So every person in any career, they can use AI as a tool, and it is not possible AI to take your job. I totally agree with you.
Exactly, it's definitely true. No machine can take any human's job because still human has one thing, that is emotions. That
Oh
is
yeah,
that cannot be implemented. I won't say it cannot be, but I would say it's still not there in machines. But definitely, it's working smarter is always far better than working harder.
yeah,
I
because
totally
AI
agree.
is just scraping the internet and creating the output, and that is why I was saying it is mechanical output.
Yeah.
But when you write your own story, there are emotions there, and means your heart is there. You are talking actually one heart to other heart, soul
Yeah.
to soul, and other person senses that. So again, I was talking about the instinctive center. They actually know
Hmm.
AI written stuff or something written from your heart.
True. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Lovely. So what according to you are uh, some of the practical ways that solopreneurs can integrate the pleasurable activities into their daily routines without kind of sacrificing their productivity?
See, productivity, first of all, as a solopreneur, what happens? You wear many, many hats.
Yeah.
And you know that your to do list is really, really long because you're wearing so many hats. So I can just give you some simple tips about productivity. First of all, use your brain and your strategy in your business, and the work which is really of a low value, for
Mm.
example, you can say the graphic design or admin and all.
Yeah.
And if you have budget, please delegate that work, because
Mm.
um, some things actually which can be done, if you create a workflow,
Mm.
yeah, those can be done by delegating, or even, yeah, what you mentioned, AI. You can set the workflow and you can set up the AI so that automation can be done on AI.
Mm.
So if you can automate those things, that will be a really great. Because what happens as a solopreneur when you start your day, I'm telling you my example.
Mm. Mm.
I would do the things which I'm comfortable doing,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And the things which were hard, which were needed to be done immediately, which were of high priority,
Mm.
were not getting done because I was focusing my effort mainly doing the things which I love to do or which
Mm.
I'm comfortable doing. And at the end of the day, I always felt, oh my goodness, I didn't achieve anything. And I felt like such a loser. Then I just changed my technique. Okay. So every day I start my day, with 3 to 5 top priority things which I
Mm.
need those to be done. And once they are done, then only I will look at other things. So I make a list of 5 things, and then again I make them priority based on what is the really urgent, important, get to be
Mm.
done immediately, and depending on that, and when that is done, then I'll go for the second one. And once I started doing that, I realized that anyway I cannot finish everything in one day, but at the end of the day, I really felt that I achieved something because the top priority thing was done. So that is really important. Second thing, yeah, have the subtask done. Means, of course, the one task might be really heavy, huge, it might take long, but have subtask done. And after every subtask, means basically take breaks. Because the
Mm.
breaks are so important. Breaks are, I'm not saying even the long break. Basically, you can even just go out. Sitting for longer time is a silent killer. So if you can get a standing desk, that is also good. So standing desk, nowadays I have so many meetings and people use treadmill during their meetings, so that is
Mm.
also a good idea. Or
Yeah.
even you can have a standing desk, but you can have just rolling pins under your feet, so that you can do the feet massage, and
Yeah.
that those have all the reflex points over there, so your body is getting massage. So
Mm.
there are so many small small tweaks. Last year Valentine's Day, I
Mm-hmm.
created a guide called 40 self-care uh, tips for solopreneurs. And
Okay.
then I published that guide, and that is, I put it on Pinterest, and that
Oh.
guide went viral. And
Mm-hmm.
it is still in demand, means that is the most visited pin for me on Pinterest, and people are still downloading that. So I also have a training. If someone wants, I can give that free training to you. You can go through that 40 essential tips for solopreneurs to means basically self-care, but also increase productivity. And just a simple thing, for example, you may not have full 1 hour at a stretch to do yoga, but you can surely, after every sub task, maybe after every 10
Mm.
15 minutes, you can take break, and you can just stretch only your hamstrings, you can stretch only your means basically back. You can do lot of these small small things.
Yeah.
And I learned this from my husband. My husband had alarm built in his watch, means basically Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
And every 15 minutes he got a reminder that he had to take some action. And then he said, how come your watch doesn't have reminder? I said, I didn't set it. Then he set that reminder for me. And so every time, every 15 minutes, I get a reminder. And then whatever it is, I just take a break. It is just a simple thing. And it is not at all selfish. Self-care is no longer a selfish, because when you are taking care of yourself, you are loving your body, you are liking yourself. And when you love yourself, you can love others. And second thing, when you are taking care of yourself, you are creating the better health for yourself, better future for yourself. And when you are healthy, when you have everything, you will be in the giver's position, so that you are asset to the community, you are not liability. And when you are sick, you are always liability. Nobody likes to be sick, but just because ignoring various things, we ask those things on ourselves, so you become liability. Nobody wants to be a liability, but this is how you go closer to God, because God is a giver. And this is a simple way you can be a giver, just by taking care of yourself. You increase the productivity, you can give more to your family, friends, and community. And I think it is no longer a selfishness, it is the most selfless thing which you can do for yourself and people around you.
Very, very true. Definitely, I totally agree on this. And uh, also, like, yeah, I mean, I need to try that. Like, so if someone listening is stuck in a cycle of the overwork and feels guilty about taking the breaks, then what would you say to them?
It is, that is what, again, it is no long, it is not selfishness, it is so much needed. I'll
Mm,
tell you, I started home based business, and
mm,
I was into computers. I started consulting, and I took some projects, and I was working 24/7.
yeah.
And then my husband started complaining, you when you were working in office, at least when you came home, you were at home. Now we are
Ah,
working 24/7, because it is something like, I would go, I would make tadka for a sabji, then I will come on
mm,
my computer and see the output. And I was just into hamster wheel going, because I thought I'm working so hard, I'm producing too much,
yeah.
and it backfired me. I was on bed for 1.5 months. My
Yeah.
family was lost. My family didn't know where the things are, what to do, and all, and they were totally lost. They just couldn't do anything. My husband had to take off from his work.
Mm,
My kids had tough time and all. Then I said no, means my health is the best gift I can give to my family. Never feel guilty, never feel guilty. And from that moment on, gym became actually part of my routine.
mm,
Gym really means, because if I uh, many times we may not discipline ourselves that much, means I have full all equipments at home. Yeah, you name it, I have everything. Means you say
mm,
stationary bike, treadmill, and pilates machine, everything. But I may not discipline myself to give undivided 1 hour myself at home. I may just give 10-15 minutes here and there. But when I go to gym, I have an environment, people around me, they are working out, I get encouraged and I get inspired, and basically I work out better. And
mm,
every time I came back, I was refreshed. It is important, and it is community that is also important, because see, when you go to temple, it's not just because the, of course, God is there, but it's overall, you have a different vibe. Of course, you have temple at home also, but when you go to really big temple, it's all surrounding and all everything vibes. So
mm,
means it is like that, means you are going to gym, or you are going to the swimming pool, or you even you go to play tennis. It's all surrounding, everything actually incorporates that. So it's never, I'm just giving you one example, but hey, there are 40 tips, means like a massage, or even hot tub, or even there are so many other things, aromatherapy and all.
mm,
Incorporate what you think, which is you can easily incorporate, which you enjoy. Because I can just give guidelines of
mm.
40 things, but it's up to you. You can pick and choose and move ahead, but there is nothing to feel guilty, because your well-being, and it is not, I'm just giving you example of health, but even your mental well-being and your physical well-being and everything, it is
Mm.
an asset, not just for you, but even for your friends and family and community and
Very,
everyone.
very true. Definitely. And also here, one more thing I'd like to ask, like you talk a lot about creating the digital products and using the systems that generate consistent income. So, how can pleasure play a role in staying motivated during the more um, mundane or maybe the technical aspects of the business building?
There are two things when
Hmm.
you start a business. First of all,
Mhm.
you should know why you are on this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you should know what is your ultimate goal. And
Hmm.
ultimate goal, I think for everyone, it is the same, means they want to be useful to the community.
True.
Then you find the passion which you really love to do,
Hmm.
something which comes very easy to do. And then you can design your business around that thing, that okay, something which you enjoy doing it, something which is very easy to do. Now, for example, just late Lata Mangeshkar, means she was a great singer in India,
Yeah.
and she had a talent of her voice and singing came very natural to her. So it wasn't a chore for her, because that was really natural for her. So find something which is very natural for you, it is you are passionate in doing that. And then, for other people it may not be that easy, so they will
Mhm.
be willing to pay you for that. So
True.
I give you example of copywriting. For example, that is, copywriting is not my niche, so I generally outsource that thing. But the
Hmm.
person who does copywriting, that is very easy for them, so they are doing their those copies and they give it to me, and I'm willing to pay because that is not my forte.
Hmm.
So if you find your passion, something which you really enjoy doing it, you can tailor make business around it, and you will be never stressed out. And for example, Avik, it looks like, means you have passion of podcasting, because I have just one show and
Hmm.
you have multiple shows. And if someone
Yeah.
looks at your website and they say, how can someone manage so many shows? Means no doubt you have team working for you. And but still it is not easy. I mean, I
True.
don't think I am not even ready to start my second show. I have one show, that show is going on 3 years. I publish every day, but still,
Mhm.
the amount of number of shows you manage, you have a really passion for that. That's why you are doing it. And I don't think it is a chore for you, because you love doing that. And that is another way you are creating global impact. But the
Hmm.
amount of work you are doing, I don't think, means it is that simple and easy for anyone else. The amount of work you are doing, it is very simple. And I don't say simple, but you are doing lots of work, hard work, but still you are enjoying it, because that is your passion. So find something which you are passionate about, and then even if you work a lot, even if you work day and night, yeah, of course, after taking some breaks and refreshing yourself, it won't be a chore. You will enjoy, because look at his website, look at the number of shows he has, and how much, means basically global impact he's creating. And it's a really great awareness. It is so much needed topics. He's covering everything: mental health, spirituality, business side. He is covering everything, and he is creating really really great impact globally. So awake means, I don't think anyone can go beyond your example. You are doing great work, hard work, and you are still enjoying.
Yeah, thank you so much, you. And yes, exactly. I love podcasting, and I really enjoy. Definitely, without if I wouldn't have enjoyed, then definitely I wouldn't have. I mean, managed all the shows. Definitely, it's I would say 80 to 90%. It's all about team effort and my all my co-hosts. I call them co-hosts. Definitely without their support, it's definitely not possible. But yes, um, their support gives me that motivation to, I mean, create something better so that they will also enjoy and I will also enjoy, and also listeners and everyone will feel happy and get that comfort zone. And from this, definitely, if one's life gets changed, it's the achievement, I would say. And also, I'd love to mention, like, as you correctly mentioned, it's very, very important that doing hard work or doing the smart work, it's definitely important, but also at the same time, one should love their passion, one should love their I mean, the role they love. They should proceed ahead with that role, what they love, rather than focusing on what everyone is focusing on, or kind of peer pressure. Do not follow that. Definitely, what you love, do that. You will enjoy, and that is much important. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So, also, like, one of your offerings involves reselling the digital courses for the profit, definitely. But how do you suggest solopreneurs find that pleasure in creating or selling the products that align with their unique strengths?
You know,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? Most solopreneurs quit their business before launching their first
Mm.
product. Many entrepreneurs don't see second year in their business.
Yeah.
Those who see second year in their business don't see fifth year in their business. And
Mm.
I wanted to reverse that trend. I had a spinal injury. I was bedridden for 1 year. And
Oh.
when I recovered, I really thought it was the bonus life I got in my life. And I have been a solopreneur almost whole of my life. No,
Mm.
I cannot call myself a solopreneur. I'm more like a small business owner because I have a team.
Mm.
But when I recovered, I wanted to devote my life for solopreneurs' health. And then I found out what are the pitfalls, why solopreneurs quit their business, why they don't see second year in their business. And then I realized that they spend too much time on the minor things and they don't see the revenue, because nobody starts a side hustle with thousands of dollars in their bank and they can invest into their business. And
Mm.
even if you they don't have ad budget, but they don't even have that many keywords to compete with the big companies. So
Mm.
how can they make money? Because I know, of course, you want to create something which you are passionate about, but you should have some revenue coming in on continuous basis, and then you can follow your passion. So I created the offers like, if you want to start making money immediately, I have something called Master Resell Red products,
Wow.
which sets you can buy, and means basically we can create email funnel for you, and you can start making money within a week immediately. And then if you want to rebrand
Mm.
the digital products, then I have a second offer that is, you can start making money in 30 days if you already have a great subscriber base. But if you don't have great subscriber base and if you want to rebrand the products which I'm giving you, then
Mm.
it takes like 90 days to make consistent revenue. And that is still better because I have seen solopreneurs spending it's like a 6 months in just creating one lead magnet. And you can make time again, but the no, sorry, make money again, but the time is gone, you cannot recreate that time. So I created these offers, and so that they can have some consistent revenue coming. And after that, if they want to follow their
Yeah.
passion, if they want to create their dream project or dream e-course or dream product or whatever it is, once they have consistent revenue coming in, then they can actually relax and they can follow their dream, and then they can create whatever they want to create. And I also said I'm not against ads. If you want to use ads, sure, go ahead and use it. But in that case means you should have at least a 10K per month coming in, and
Mm.
out of that you can shell some money aside for putting into ad budget and all. But
Yeah.
when you are just starting, if you use ads, it can drain your money like crazy. And
Mm.
then before you start your business you will go bankrupt. So why do that? So I just, because I have been a solopreneur almost whole of my life, I know what their challenges are. So my all offers are geared towards helping solopreneur solve their problems, because when I recovered from my spinal injury, I
Mhm.
wanted to give free resources to solopreneurs. So I started blogs because I thought blogs will be the great idea. I can give free resources. And my blogs got a lot of traction. But people say, we love your blogs. We don't have time to read your blogs. So why don't you start podcasts so that we can listen to what
Mhm.
you want to say? Our YouTube channel we can watch. So I started podcast and YouTube channel. I never wanted to start any of these things
Mhm.
because I live in US, but I have Indian accent, and
Mhm.
I thought people won't understand me. But then I say, okay, they are asking me, so let me do it for them. And then I just decided to put my eyes on them instead of putting on myself. And
Mhm.
I said, as far as I'm adding value to their life, I will keep on doing that. So everything I designed in my business based on, yeah, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business owners feedback and their challenges, because I have been there. I know I have been there where I had many months of total dry months with zero revenue, and now I'm making daily or hourly revenue. So even though I'm sleeping or vacationing, yeah, we love to travel. My husband and I, we love to travel. So, but still means I have all these digital products. They're set up on the funnel, and
Mhm.
they are creating income. And I will help other solopreneurs and entrepreneurs the create the similar lifestyle, so that they can be sleeping and still making money. They can be living their life, they can be following their dream, and but still they are making money ongoing. And that is my whole and soul goal.
Lovely, lovely. That's really, really awesome. I really love that. This has been such an insightful conversation. And I think that we have all learned that pleasure isn't about a kind of guilty indulgence, but it's a strategy, it's a tool, and sometimes even the missing link to the success. So, dear listeners, if you are listening and feeling inspired to explore more about how pleasure can unlock your productivity, make sure to check out newbeginnings.com, new NU beginning, beginning.com, and dive into all the resources that Sue offers. And hey, like if you have enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, leave us a review, and join us next week for more conversations about turning the things that bring us joy into power tools for the life. So, thank you so much, Sue, and thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And remember that productivity doesn't have to feel like punishment. Sometimes all it takes is giving yourself the permission to enjoy the process. So, until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and don't forget to prioritize what brings you pleasure. So, catch you soon. Thank you so much.